So this is a Sprite Alpine 2, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your gas bottle with your gas valve on top and your gas pipe work going up to the regulator on the Caravan. The pipe work that goes into the bottle is a reverse thread fitment, so it goes the opposite way to a standard thread to release it from the bottle. On either side of the Caravan at the front you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the Caravan, so just through there, they are the legs that come down and sit on the ground. Above that you have your trimmer heating and hot water flow. Simply leave this open and it's very similar to the vent you've got on the side of your house for the heating and hot water systems. The wind down legs, just going back to them, you'll never lift the Caravan with these, they are only there for stabilising the Caravan. You've then got your water pump connection, which drops down inside the app roll, so it picks up the water and draws it into the Caravan. Very simple to use. You've got a blue trigger on the back that you pull back and pull it out, or to pull the trigger back and to push into the side of the Caravan. You've then got your battery box and your mains power lead coming to the side of the van. The mains power lead is connected to the power on site, and the battery is there to power the 12 volt power, parts of the Caravan. You then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover will take you through here on site and demonstrate how that works, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts so you can see they've been tightened correctly here on site. We have the two fridge vents on the side of the Caravan. The two fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And also behind one of these there'll be a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. You then got your toilet flush tank. You open this up and you put 3.5 litres of water in here, and 1 cap full of pink fluid. And in the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette. You open up the door, just lock the panel, give me a second. So once you have the locker open, you can then pull the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button to relieve the pressure while you're tipping the waste away. In this cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the Caravan on either side you've got the wind down legs again, and like I said they are only there for stabilising the van, not lifting the van. On the door side, all you've got at the front of the van is the last wind down leg. Going inside the Caravan now, we'll demonstrate how the inside works. So above the door you have your main control panel. So you've got power on. You've got an indicator here to let you know what power you've got coming into the Caravan. So as you can see, we've got an indicator letting us know we've got power coming from the post outside, from the on-site supply. Power coming into the Caravan, and then when you connect it to the car, you'll have an orange light on the car and a green light on the Caravan. Got your laser battery voltage on the left-hand side here to tell you how much voltage is in the battery on board the Caravan. You can also press view levels for this, and that is also the same when you've got power coming from the vehicle battery itself. Next up, we've got the water pump run. Now, to fill the water system is a very simple process. You come over to every tap on board the Caravan. You open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system, as you can see here. You'll then come underneath the seat on the front and right hand side of the Caravan. And underneath the seat on the right hand side, you'll see a yellow valve. That yellow valve is the drain down valve, so that yellow valve needs to be parallel with the floor prior to the water system being filled. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, then all the water that goes into the Caravan will drain straight back out and onto the floor underneath the van. So like I said, it needs to be parallel with the floor prior to filling the system. Once that valve is parallel with the floor and you've got all of the taps open on board the Caravan on the hot side, you can then come over to the control panel above the door, hit the water pump switch so the green light comes on, and once the water pressure is built up and there's water all the way through the system, you'll start having water running out of the taps continuously. You would leave all of the taps open until the water is running through as it is now. because to start with it will spit and splatter, a bit like when the water's been off at home, for instance. And when it gets to this point, you can then shut every tap off on board the Caravan. At that point, you'll be able to start warming the water on board the van. Now, there's a couple of different ways of warming the water on board the Caravan. So you've got your control panels above the door, which I'll come back to in a moment. However, underneath the seat on the right hand side, you will notice that you have a control panel just underneath here. You have your master system shutdown, so you can shut down all of the power to the Caravan. Reverse polarity for when you're in European countries. Your charger, which you can leave on at all times. To get the heating and hot water to work, you will need to have this switch on just here. The spare fuse on the end, you don't need to have on, but it is just a spare for the system on board the van. You've then got your 12 volt fuses, which inside this door, you may have seen when I had the door down, but I will show you again in a moment. It gives you a list of what each one is for. And then you have your 240 trip switches on the right hand side. Little tip for you. If you're not sure if you've got power coming into the Caravan or not, if you hit the test switch and it trips like it has just done here, that means you have power coming into the Caravan. If you press the button and that doesn't trip, so hit the button and it doesn't trip, then that means you have no power coming into the Caravan. So like I said, you need to have your heating and hot water switch on before you turn the heating and hot water on the control panel above the door. The little list of what each 12 volt fuse is for is just inside this door, the same as the one for the 230 breaker switches. So going back to the heating and hot water system, above the door, very simple to use. You have your water temperature, 40 degrees of water temperature on this side, which is at 1,000 watts of power, sorry, with the two lines just here. You've got 60 degrees of water temperature on electric, just here. You've got your option to run gas for the water heating system, and this green light will indicate that it is trying to ignite. If it fails to ignite, the red light will appear on this side. You've then got 60 degrees of water temperature down on this bottom side just here, which will allow the water to warm up to 60 degrees of water temperature. Again, the green light here indicates that it's trying to ignite. The red light here indicates it has failed to ignite. So you've got 40 degrees of water temperature, 60 degrees of water temperature, off in the center. So that's your electric options. If you're on gas, you've got gas on, and then you've got 60 degrees of water temperature here at the bottom. On the right hand side, on the left hand side here, you have your options for your heating. So you've got 500 watts of power, 1,000 watts of power for your heating, gas on its own, gas and electric as a combination of 500 watts and the gas at the same time, and then you've got 1,000 watts of power and gas at the same time on this side. We're going to use 1,000 watts of power on mains, as you can see here. Then to control the temperature of the heater, we then control the temperature of the heater on this dial in the center between 1 and 5. So the higher you go with this, the hotter the heating will be. So that is your heating and hot water control panel. When you go to the fridge now, the fridge is very simple to use. You've got power on the fridge. And at the moment it's trying to ignite on gas, but at the moment the gas bottle is turned off, so it won't self-ignite at the moment. If it failed to ignite, it would flash the green flame symbol just here, and it'd also flash a red warning triangle on this side. To change the power source, you press the grey button and hold it. You then use the arrows to come across to instance for the 12 volt supply from the car. Now what that means is it'll actually run the fridge as a cool box from the car you're towing with. It will not work off the 12 volt supply on the Caravan on its own. It is solely the 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. Press and hold the grey button again, and you can go over to mains power. Now on mains or gas, you'll notice that it starts flashing the temperature control on the right hand side after you've selected the power source by pressing the grey button. So if I do that again, let me just press and hold that, and then we'll adjust the temperature of the fridge with the arrows on the left hand side. And again, to set the temperature of the fridge on the mains, for instance, you'll press the grey button, and that will set the temperature and the power source for the fridge. Above that, you have the microwave. Now, as you can see, it is pretty much a household microwave. So on the right hand side here, you have your options going up and your controls for that. The cooker will work on gas. Hob, cooker and grill will all work on gas solely. Again, you would need to have the gas bottle turned on, and then it works the same as your household appliances with an igniter on the front. In the bathroom, very simple to use. Toilet, electric flush on the toilet. You have a toilet full indicator light, and the red light here appears when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the van so you can empty the waste out of it, it needs to be back in the central position. Then below the toilet you have your grey waste handle, which needs to be opened to allow the waste into the cassette underneath the van. So that is the Sprite Alpine 2. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.